I'm your host, Harris Pianavong, and this is Cooking with Mr. International. On today's episode, I have a very special guest, Auntie Jenny.
Hi everybody, I'm Jenny from Portland, Oregon, Kasoy and Company. Flew all the way down to come cook with my nephew, Harris.
Seen her delicious food from PDX, Portland, Oregon. That was so good. If you guys haven't seen that episode, retract.
I'm gonna showcase step by step how I make Kasoy meat. Now there's different variations. This is the Northern Laotian version of Kasoy. A lot of people confuse it with the Thai version. Now, Thai, they have a dish called Kasoy. It is also a noodle soup. However, theirs is more of a curry based, and it's got like crunchy noodles on top of it, and I believe it's egg noodles that they eat. Ours is the northern region of Laos. Most people that fly over there can find it in like Luang Prabang province. And ours is mostly eaten with a clearer broth. And so now they're like, wait, I've heard of that before. I had that in Thailand. Well, in actuality, I'm sure you have, but this is not the version we're talking about.
With that being said, Auntie, go ahead and take it away.
So what I'm gonna do today is just show you how to make the Kasoy meat. All right, so I'm gonna start with just a drizzle of oil.
So Auntie Jenny wants you to add minced garlic and minced lemongrass. She forgot to add this part. So we're gonna go ahead and do this in reverse order. You wanna saute this until it becomes fragrant.
Now this is minced pork, and it's awesome if you get the fatty one that's got the pork belly chopped up and incorporated into it, because the fat is what you need. That will definitely make the flavor. So we separate everything and then cook it. A little bit cooked. You can still see a little bit of pink. This is when I'm gonna like season it a little bit with my salt. So again, I don't measure anything. I'm just going to add until I feel like it's enough. I can eyeball it, but if you must measure, I would probably say a half a teaspoon if you want more or less. I mean, everybody has their own different, preferences. Some like it salty, some don't. So add a little bit more or less to your liking. All right, so once the meat is thoroughly cooked and browned, the next thing I want to do is add the fermented soybean paste. In Laos, it's called Tua Nao. In Mien, it's called Oxtail. So this is soybean that's been fermented. It's seasoned, and I actually add quite a bit to it because I love it with it. I think it tastes better. Some people, they add less. So, and then what you want to do is stir it and incorporate it and cook the fermented soybean until it's nice and fragrant.
The Oxtail is yours, right?
Yeah, we sell it at Kasoy, so we ship it all over the United States, the entire 50 states, just priority flat rate. So it depends on how many pounds you like. So if you'd like to place an order, go ahead and just follow the link right here. Place your orders, and we ship out every Tuesday. So now that the fermented soybean paste, as you can see, is completely incorporated into the meat. If you can have smell-o-vision, oh my god, it smells wonderful. Now I'm gonna add in the cherry tomatoes. Now I only use cherry tomatoes because it has a more tart flavor. Now you can use any tomato you like. Some people use Roma tomatoes, big whole tomatoes. I like cherry tomatoes. It's just my preference. And so what I'm gonna do now is, again, stir this into the meat sauce, and I'm gonna cook it down until the cherry tomatoes are kind of wilted.
Wow, Auntie, that smells amazing. That pungent taste.
I know.
I think last time we talked about like pungentness. Like every kind of culture has their own. Can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
So, like you said, every culture, like Filipino has their bagaong, which is basically the same as the Cambodian baklahong and the Laos padag, and everybody has their own uniqueness. Well,
Pahok, right?
Yeah, pahok. I think I said that wrong. Yeah, pahok. And then Mien, we have the fermented soybean paste. We call it Oxtail, and Laotian people use it too, but they call it tua nao. So it's used in a lot of key ingredients. You can also use the tua nao to make like a kicked up version of Del McLin. It's delicious. Just roast it up like you roast everything else, and yeah.
That's good. I'm excited.
All right.
Is Kasoy like a year-round dish or
Oh
like
my gosh, it's like the same way people eat pho. It's like a hangover cure. It's like when you're not feeling good or when it's cold. You know, people can eat Kasoy every day. I have a customer that ever since she's found me, she's literally ordered every single day, and because she knew I was coming to California, she came and ordered a tub of my Kasoy meat. And this is available locally. I haven't been able to ship it yet because I'm trying to find the best method. So bear with me. She came and ordered a tub of meat paste and a jar of my hot pepper sauce.
Who doesn't love hot chili oil?
So that way she can kind of make her own while I'm gone. And it's quite funny because I'm only taking a 4-day trip. So
Nice.
all right, so now that the tomatoes, as you can see, are nice and wilted, what I'm gonna do is go in with some seasonings. The first thing I'm gonna do, this is about a tablespoon maybe of soy sauce. I mean, obviously with any kind of sauce, you use more or less as you choose. This is fish sauce. Again, about a tablespoon. And then I'm gonna just stir that together. Now, the lemongrass that I added in the beginning, not a lot of people add that. That's something that I prefer. So a lot of the stuff that I add, you know, I don't say it's optional, but the lemongrass is definitely an optional item. Now that that is all incorporated, so this is nice and red. You see how nice and red this is, Harris? Yeah, this is all from just the fermented soybean paste and the tomatoes so far. But we're gonna add another element. This is paprika. This I added towards the end, as you can see, because the meat is kind of to the point where it's saucy from the tomatoes. So I'm gonna just sprinkle this in. Now this is about a tablespoon, and I'm just gonna add the whole thing in. As you can see now, it looks a lot like a paste. So it went from that chunky meat to now more like meat paste. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it up with about a half a cup to a cup of water. I usually would pour it over my spatula to kind of clean it. And then once you hit it with water, stir it in and let it simmer.
Beautiful.
And here, after it's simmered for about maybe 10 minutes or so, should be done. If you catch any pieces of cherry tomatoes that hasn't completely wilted, you just want to smash those and make sure that they get nice and mushy. So Harris, we are all done. This is our Kasoy meat. It's been simmering, and as you can see, it's turned into more like a Kasoy meat sauce instead of a paste like earlier because the water has simmered right into it. Why don't you give it a try?
I'm excited. Hot.
It's hot.
So good. So good. Oh my god, that meat. So good. Thank you so much.
All right, why don't we make a bowl of Kasoy?
Let's do it.
All right. Hi, Linh Trinh với bạn yeah hỏi chỗ quá cái xoay ở bên quá mua chào mua bà hay chỗ nhưng bà yeah chào nhẹ version những hay con biên hòa số thố chuối cái xoay ở chỗ chẳng yếm bà mày vậy nhẹ phần chiêu chào tập chế em tên này cái xoay ở chỗ chẳng tạiว่าtap chứ cái này mày nó dẹp phao.
Thank you so much.
Linh Trinh.